According to experts, there's a gulf of difference between a toxic fight and a healthy fight. And so that if you fight in a healthy way, they say that's actually a good sign for your relationship. Do you fight fair, or you like reaching for the jugular when you fight? I hope your Tuesday was better than yesterday. And if it wasn't, I wish you well. Just hang in there. Don't give up hope. It's going to get better. It always gets better. I want us to have a quick chat about types of fighting. And so we can check within ourselves and see in which side are we, with a hope again to just get better. Better is always good. My name is Eric and this is Eric Stories. If it's your first time here, I welcome you. On Eric Stories, we try and make sense of adult conversations around such like conversations. And the quest is just to grow. I love and respect your perspective. It helps me grow as well. So share away in my DM section if you feel like your handwriting is conspicuous and everyone is going to get to see that you wrote to me. So my DM is open. I'm on Twitter, YouTube, please subscribe, and on Instagram. So please acquaint yourself with my socials. You know, a lot of times when we are dating, myself included, we fight. It's inevitable in relationships. But there are fights that are really, you've gone way over there, Rhoda, you've gone way over there. And so it's important to know sometimes, engage and see if you're almost going over there and just trying and staying safe within, the confines of respectability. And that's what I want us to talk about today, ways to fight, hopefully so that the relationship stays healthy, okay? So I've broken it down in two categories, many of which from my personal experiences and things I consider as toxic. Maybe not to you, but then that's an opportunity for you to share with me what you find toxic and what you conversely find to be healthy so that we can learn together, right? So about toxic fights, you keep bringing up the past. People who are like that, you fought about something in September of last year. It's the year of the Lord 2022, March. But like, that's why that September, that you thought I forgot. You thought wrong. That's toxic. Because the idea then becomes after we thought about it and hopefully squared it, then we ought to move forward. You don't want to bring up things that we settled and buried in the thought of forgetfulness. You try to read each other's mind and make assumptions. Assumptions, you can't. You're not an angel or God. You can't. You want to ask for clarity. People have to do that. You're assuming. You're like, no, I saw the way you walked in here. I knew you were moody. I couldn't bring it. Why do you think I don't know you? I knew you were moody. How did you know? I was just having a quiet time. You shut each other out. Have you met somebody who is like that? If you notice that you're always routinely withdrawing from each other when you fight. I dated somebody once who was big of this sort of stuff. Any little thing, oh my God, she'd sulk for 8 weeks. All right? It's not nice to stonewall or to shut the other person out. That's toxic. They're reaching out, you're like, I've still sulked. They are verbally or emotionally abusive. Now, verbal abuse includes any negative, disparaging comments about things like our appearances. So it's like, your nose is big, no wonder. Huge noses like that don't have brains. Or any put downs, about your intelligence or any insults about your worth or value as a human being. That's borderline very offensive and very toxic. So what? That I am short. Like, short man syndrome. Short men don't reason. Tick. Now, what are we doing here, Sophia? I think if it gets there, it becomes too unbearable and it's very disrespectful and very toxic and you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there, especially about things that they cannot change. He's 4'2". That's who he is. That's how he was created. He's just a tiny little man. Yeah. So if you're tired of the relationship and you desire a different height, so just maybe end the relationship. But now insulting that, what is he going to do? Buy legs? All right. Repeated criticism about vulnerabilities you've shared with them in the past. Oh, I'm not very proud about this thing I did in the past. You are a killer, a murderer, abortionist. Abortionist. You abortionist. Come on. Joachim. They're connecting with you. Histories they've shared with you in the past, in their most vulnerable moments. Now you're using that. You're like, hey, abortionist. Nye, nye, nye. That's terrible. Phobias they've shared with you, their fears, any sensitive information they've opened up about, you can now just use it now, turn around and use it against them. You're being a weirdo. You can do better. So for me, those qualify under toxic ways of fighting, including, obviously, physical abuse, which includes grabbing tightly, shoving, shaking, shouting over somebody, pushing, physically taking things from them, slapping, hitting, punching, even punching like you're fighting like, what are you doing, Esther? That's scary. Kicking, shouting, forcing sexual contact to dominate them, like you. That's physical abuse, and it's wrong. All right? Destroying your property or your partner's property, all that is very toxic. That said, what are the healthier ways to fight? In my books, they include, you don't let fights fester. Have a reasonable time to resolve squabbles. We have a qualm. We want to quench it. Are you okay to hold off maybe until tomorrow or the day after? They can say, let's discuss it on Friday. So it doesn't linger on and on and on and on. It has to be resolved in a reasonable time. A day or two is fine. 2 weeks? Are we broken up? Yeah. So it's possible to say, I feel like this is so intense right now. I need to step out. Let's talk about this tomorrow. I can't talk about this right now. And then you go away. That's healthier than, tearing the curtain and chewing the sufuria, That's scary. So, healthier way to fight, you don't let fights fester. Second thing I think would fall under a healthier way to fight is you're always respectful. You can be right and wrong at the top of your voice. You can. You can be super upset and very right about your argument, but at the top of your voice, you're still wrong. So you want to be measured. We have all the power. We don't have the power about what somebody decides to do to us, but we have the power on how to react to it. It's true. You should try it. You use fights to grow. If you listen attentively, many times, I think her name is Esther Perel, she puts it really well. She said that behind every criticism, there is a desire. So many times when somebody criticizes you, it's not wise to criticize, but behind it, if you listen keenly and they say, which sort of a man comes home at this hour? Are you even a married man? Maybe what they're just saying is, I would prefer that you came home earlier. So instead of barking and saying, which woman, like an abortionist, should ask where men are going? You're being an idiot, both of you. So behind every criticism is a desire. So just listen well and then use the fights to grow. Any healthy fight, if you pay attention and not repeat the mistake they are fighting you over, then chances are they're going to be happy and so will you. Yeah? I think that is very important. And then finally, learn the right way to apologize to your partner. Just like love languages, all of us have a way in which we apologize, but that's not important. When you're in error, if you've erred, because to err is human, just tailor-make the apology in a way that is palatable to your partner. Sorry, boss, is not an apology, obviously, especially if they've voiced it as an abhorrence. You don't want to keep regurgitating, sorry, boss, nimesema sorry. That's not an apology, right? You know them. It helps to know them enough to tailor-make an apology that is suitable for them. Some people want big gestures, and some people want, I'm really sorry, I stepped the line. forgive me, Jane or Philip. That's not going to happen again. Yeah? So the process is just figuring out what's meaningful to your partner. Like, I am very big on apology. I am. And I apologize very quickly, and I mean it. But even more than saying the words, the best apology, as the proverb goes, is changed behavior. Let me know what you think. What is toxic and what is healthy for you? Good evening.